Alright, today we have a lot of stuff around the table. That's just to give you an idea about the size of this guy here. This is the TRex 150 DFC. I love flying this guy. As you can see, it connects to next to the MCP-XBL. It's actually a little smaller. If you put him nose to back, it's actually just lower to the ground. And as far as blade length goes, let's put that out there. Just a little bit longer blade length. So, but it has a lot of power, and it flies almost as good as the 130X, which I love, and is a little bit bigger. So, if you have any of these helicopters and you're wondering how big exactly the TRex 150 DFC is, that's how big it is. And it surprised me too when I first picked it up in the so much bigger than that. When I first picked it up in the hobby store, because I was expecting something a little bit bigger than the 130X, but it flies a lot like the 130X, and it does deserve the name 150 because of the sheer amount of power that it has behind it. Now, under the hood, there were some problems. The swash separates pretty easily. I have version 1. I heard there's a version 2 coming out, and two of the things they updated was the swash and also the frame. Apparently this frame has some weak points, and they've added some nylon to the new version, and I have no idea what they're going to do about upgrading the people who already bought it. But as an early adopter, I just accept that I bought it that way. So I have my satellite tucked in underneath the flybarless. As you can see, the flybarless is crooked. I have some 3M foam tape coming in the mail, so I can remount that. That is also a very big complaint from a lot of people, that is mounted poorly, and it really is. And the other thing I had, even though I used that little screwdriver that came with it to pry that off, is I had two wires come, they just popped right off while I was reprogramming it. And I think that's all my complaints for now. I do like the full-size servos and the head geometry, and I think that helps give it a lot of the power. It comes with an all-metal head, all-metal shaft. The main shaft, I haven't taken that off yet, but I do have a metal swash plate from Micro Heli on the way, so I'm going to find out how easy that pops off and how easy it is to change that swash. Let's put the canopy back on this guy, and let's hover it in the living room. Again, it's freezing out. I can't take it outside to show you, but I can at least show you how nice it hovers in the living room. So just the canopy posts just sort of push on. There's not really a little taper at the end to hold it on, but it holds surprisingly well. When taking the canopy on and off, make sure that you don't lose grommets. I had one half pop out one time. Alright, that's on. I have it on slow startup. Comes up pretty good off the ground. Handles pretty well. I mean, I went 100% with, what do I have the expos at? 30, 30, 15. I think 15's on the rudder, aileron, and elevator are 30. And it handles, it's got a little bit of a, I've been beaten up on it, so I think I might already, I don't know. It's flying great right now. So for that little wag, I have my gyro tuned up a little high, so I get a little wag. I'm keeping it pretty tame because I am inside my house. I guess I could turn that gyro down a little. But when you're doing fast forward flight and you're doing loops and rolls and stuff, you don't even notice this. Alright, that's a pretty bad wag. Alright, taking it down. That battery has to be dead by now. So that's it. The Align TRex 150 DFC. Wish I could take it outside and show you because it is awesome when you're doing stunts and stuff. Definitely better than the MCP-XBL. Almost as good as a 130X. I recommend it. Just make sure if you're used to blade helicopters like I am, you get used to programming things and handling things that are not... What's that doing? It's counting down. If you're used to blade helicopters and you're used to things right out of the box working, even with blades, sometimes you need to set them up. Might want to sit down. I have 2 other videos I'm going to put out. One, how to change the pitch on your blades and adjust that through the flybarless system, which is very easy. And another one that is going to be how to program using the transmitter for stuff like, well, I'll go through that in that video. The one you're probably going to want to pay attention to is super slow startup type. All right, I like it. If you can get version 2, get version 2, and I'll see you guys later.